Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about the sequel trilogy, but more specifically the idea that the sequels were being decanonized. At least from the perspective of what I like to call pander channels that have been promoting this idea with their videos that the sequels are being decanonized. Again, look, this is nothing new to the fan base. People have been suggesting that sequels were being decanonized before the sequels had even been finished. But apparently the new angle for this topic is that certain events from The Mandalorian have contradicted events from the sequel trilogy, thus decanonizing the sequel trilogy somehow. And look, this isn't me being coy in any way. I've really tried to rack my brain about this, and I can't. I don't see it. I can't think of anything that's happened within The Mandalorian that has directly contradicted events from the sequel trilogy. The closest thing I can think of is that apparently in The Force Awakens you can see the Razor Crest in the background, and because it gets destroyed in The Mandalorian, spoiler alert, I guess that means the logic people have with this is that if the Razor Crest is destroyed, how could it be there in The Force Awakens? Because apparently there's no such thing as rebuilding a ship or there being more than just one kind of ship in the entire galaxy of Star Wars. I'm serious, I'm going to have a stroke trying to process this. I can't do these kind of mental gymnastic loop-de-loops that people seem to have gone through just to come to this conclusion. It's a lot like the underpants gnome from South Park. It's step 1, The Mandalorian happens. Step 2, step 3, sequel trilogy decanonized. I don't get it. But let's take a minute to talk about Dave Filoni and The Mandalorian for a minute, because it seems like people are just projecting their own hatred of the sequel trilogy into the man's shoes by thinking every single thing the man does is just a spit in the face of the sequel trilogy. Meanwhile, on my side of the table, it just seems like everything the man does has been to directly tie his story in with the sequel trilogy. Don't believe me? Rewatch The Mandalorian and pay a little more closer attention. I think you'll be surprised. Look, I'm not going to make any hard statements here. I don't personally know what's going to happen. Anything could happen in the realm of fantasy and fiction. I'm just suggesting that maybe, just maybe, Dave Filoni and all the other creators of The Mandalorian don't have the same rage, hate boner for the sequel trilogy that certain people of the fandom seem to have. And I really believe that we're coming to a crossroads with the fandom that is going to lead to some conflict in the future, because we're either going to have to accept that The Mandalorian is tying itself in with the sequel trilogy and both are going to remain canon in the same universe, or you can't, and that conflict is just going to tear apart what people are enjoying so much about the Mandalorian storyline. It's a really incredible story, it's really fun to watch, and to have this obsession that you are projecting onto this story in the hopes that it will get rid of what you don't like about the franchise is just, to me, it's rather childish. And if Star Wars has taught us anything, the obsession with hatred is a direct path to the dark side. And as we all know, what the dark side leads to is suffering. And on this channel, I'm never going to promote anything that will pander to people's anger or outrage just to get cheap views and clicks and subscribers, because I just don't think that's healthy for the fandom. And I personally don't support any channel that exploits these people and their anger for their own personal gain. Because to continue to, in a lack of better words, get people's hopes up that The Mandalorian is going to decanonize the Star Wars trilogy is just feeding people's obsession of their hatred for the sequel trilogy, and is just not helping them move on. And I just think that's what needs to happen. If you don't like the sequel trilogy, that's fine. But you have to learn to accept and move on from it. And these channels that just continue to fuel your anger and outrage are just, they're not here to help you. They're here to keep you angry, so you keep coming back to their channel to watch their videos to talk about, oh, how stupid the thing is that you don't like is, so you'll keep watching, which gives them more views, more subscribers, which gets them paid more. they're exploiting you. And I think it's high time that people started realizing that. And with all that being said, that's my 2 cents for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked it, please give me a like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification. Maybe share it to other people that you would like to, have see this kind of video. I talk about Star Wars all the time. I try to post weekly whenever I can, and I also like to do a lot of cool fan fiction, costume videos, and things like that. If that interests you also, come back for that. So again, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. And also, Merry Christmas.